What the bloody hell is going on in Canberra? First it's unity, now it's every party for themselves. You thought the coalition was tight. Think again, mate. The so-called split between the Liberals and Nationals isn't just a tiff over policy. It's a full-blown political identity crisis, and it's threatening to tear the Conservative side of Australian politics apart, like a Sunday roast with no gravy. And don't let the polished spin fool ya. This ain't a friendly trial separation. This is the type of breakup where both sides start subtweeting each other before the moving boxes are even packed. Now, before we get to the meat of this drama, smash that like button like you're whacking a mozzie on your arm at a summer barbie. Hit subscribe if you're sick to death of these mob pollies playing musical chairs with your future. And if you're feeling especially cheeky, grab the Promise Never Delivered Truth shirt. Link in the bloody description. Right. So here's the tea. Yaron Finkelstein, yeah, the same bloke who used to whisper into ScoMo's ear, reckons this whole coalition split is a good thing. A good thing. According to him, it's a chance for both the Libs and Nats to speak to voters authentically. What does that even mean? Speak like they actually believe in something for once? That's rich. This mob's been glued together by political convenience for years, and now we're meant to believe they're suddenly rediscovering their inner voice. Let's call it what it is. Desperation. The Libs are bleeding votes like a busted keg, especially in those inner-city teal seats where Karen from accounting suddenly discovered climate policy. They got thrashed in 2022, and now with another election breathing down their necks, they've realised maybe, just maybe, sticking too close to the Nats was like trying to win a vegan bake-off with a meat pie. And don't get me started on the Nats. Barnaby's mob wants to rant about coal and tractors, while the Libs are trying to convince city slickers they actually care about climate change and gender equality. You can't sell both at the same time, mate. It's political schizophrenia. That's like promising free beer to the pub and green smoothies to the yoga class next door. One of them's going to smell the BS. Now Finkelstein says it gives them a chance to breathe. What he means is, the Libs can finally say things without having Barnaby Joyce yelling in the background like a drunk uncle at Christmas. But here's the kicker. It's not just about breathing room, it's about survival. The Liberal Party knows it's on life support in the Teal Belt, and they're hoping this solo act might charm a few lost voters back. But let's not get too comfy. This whole conscious uncoupling could blow up bigger than a cane toad in a microwave. If this divorce goes the distance and it ain't patched up before the next election, who the hell forms government? A hung parliament? A Frankenstein coalition of Libs, Nats, Teals, and God knows who else? And here's where it gets spicy. There's quiet chatter. Not public, not on the record, but quiet talk about luring a few Teal MPs back into the Liberal tent. Yes, the same Teals who built their entire careers branding themselves not Liberal. Imagine that. 1 minute they're railing against the old boys club, next minute they're sneaking through the side door in a blue blazer. But it's not that simple. Those Teals sold independence like it was the only item on the menu. If they suddenly cozy up to the Libs, how do they explain that to the same voters who backed them because they left the party? What's the pitch there? Oops, changed my mind? You can't just reverse a political identity like a Woolies refund. And while we're tossing petrol on this fire, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Labor government is loving every minute of this. Albanese's team is just sitting back, watching the Libs and Nats claw at each other like seagulls over a chip. Meanwhile, the public's stuck in the middle, wondering who the hell is actually running the show. But here's the real danger. While the coalition squabbles over who gets to authentically pander to who, we've got serious policy bombs dropping. Labor's floating changes to superannuation, and if Warren Hogan's warnings are even half true, the middle class is about to get fleeced. But we're too busy watching the coalition soap opera to notice the tax man creeping up behind us with a bloody grin. So where does this leave us? Well, Finkelstein's right about one thing. This ain't the end of the world. But it is a major shift. We could be heading towards a European-style system, where parties run separately and then try to stitch together coalitions after the votes are in. That's messy. That's unstable. That's the kind of politics where deals are made in back rooms while the rest of us are left out in the cold. And what about leadership? We finally get a strong, liberal female leader. Good on her. And now she's stuck playing jigsaw politics, trying to win back voters who ditched the party years ago. If this is the strategy, it better be a real surprise, because right now, nobody's buying the rebrand. Here's a wild thought. Maybe the whole system is cooked. Maybe voters don't want the old coalition or the shiny new version. They want something real, not spin, not fake authenticity. Just real leadership, real policies, and real answers. But let's be honest, that's asking too much. Canberra's become the land of potholes and roundabouts, figuratively and literally, and all we ever get are empty promises and recycled talking points. Unless something major shifts, the next election won't be about vision or values. It'll be about who looks the least incompetent. And that, my friends, is the real scandal. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, you're clearly not just another political zombie. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next deep dive into the circus we call Parliament. Drop a comment below. Do you reckon the coalition's split is genuine, strategic, or just a flaming dumpster fire rolling down Capitol Hill? And don't forget to check out the merch. Nothing says political chaos like a shirt that reads "Promise Never Delivered Truth." Catch you next time. And remember, just because they smile on camera doesn't mean they've got your back.